Hello and welcome to the first episode of an Introvert's podcast. I'm your host and friend Ali Abbas. I shall be sharing some exciting and amazing stories as well as my experiences with life till date. I shall also be discussing some important topics and issues that have been completely ignored by our society. And all this, my dear friends, will be every Sunday at 6 pm. So please make a note of this and don't miss it. Okay, so before we can go any further and begin this amazing journey of rediscovering ourselves, or before I share my life experiences with you, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce myself. So first of all, I want to make it very clear that I am not sharing this to brag. I simply want to share my story and hope you get some value from it. Alright, so let's begin. I have a family of 4, mom, dad, my younger brother and me. My father is an employee in JKT Industries and is on the brink of retirement. He hails from UP, Lucknow, the city of Nawabs, which also happens to be my birthplace. He's the kind of person who goes about doing his work and never interferes in anyone's life. I often sit down with him and indulge in conversations about education, life and career. I have learned a lot from him and I look forward to learn much more from him. On the other hand, my mother was a school teacher and she decided against continuing with teaching profession after marriage. There were times when I was going through a lot. I was battered and bruised, down and out. I had absolutely no idea what was going on. The more I tried to get things right, it backfired. I was like, this is it. That's the end of the line for me. But guess what? My mother was there for me. There was a time when I assumed my life, education, and everything around me would come to a permanent standstill. And everything would fall apart. That's what I had assumed. But my mother made sure that never really happened. So whatever I am today, and whatever I am going to be in near future, my mother will always be the reason for it. If it weren't for my mother, I was gone by a long shot. Luckily, I had someone who was there to prevent me from crumbling during that difficult period. So, since we are talking about mothers, I would like to dedicate a quote from Agatha Christie to all the amazing mothers out there. A mother's love for her child is like nothing else in the world. It knows no law, no pity. It dares all things and crushes down remorselessly all that stands in its path. Indeed, a world without mother would not be worth living in. Now, there is a saying that younger brothers and sisters are just born to annoy their elder siblings. Well, that's absolutely true in my case. My younger brother, he always finds a way to drive me crazy. Even the god of mischief would think twice before messing with my brother. Interestingly, my younger brother was born in Mysore. A complete opposite of me, he is a super cool dude and a freaking extrovert. Yep, you got that damn right. Well, you all might be wondering how on earth these two contrasting personalities are able to live under one roof. Well, sometimes even I wonder that. But at the end of the day, he is my brother and I love him. He always lights up mood with his pranks, jokes and bustling energy. My younger brother has always been extremely good at sports and he has brought honor and glory to our family and universities from which he graduated by winning major soccer tournaments and competition. And we all are very proud of him. Now coming to me, I had always been very quiet from the beginning. A shy kid, an introvert to be precise, who used to confine himself within a room, who preferred solitude instead of a social interaction or a social gathering. So growing up, I never really had any genuine friends. I had always believed that I was born without friends, so I can definitely live without them. And true to my reputation, even today, I don't have many friends. Even my cousins and relatives think twice before speaking to me. My interactions with cousins and relatives are very formal and short. Sometimes I feel that I live in a world full of strangers, and that's perfectly fine for me. I totally get it. I don't know about others, but from an introvert's perspective, I have absolutely no problem being an introvert or being deemed as a loner. So, growing up, I used to spend my summer vacations enjoying cricket. I used to lock myself up in the room and enjoy those classic matches. Later in life, I found solace in books and podcasts. I still carry, my earphones wherever I go. They come in handy when I am in a very noisy or a bustling space. All you have to do is just plug in those earphones, play a podcast, increase the volume, and ignore the damn world. Now I know most of you are like, how can an introvert go on and host so many events? I know it sounds ridiculous, but believe me, I still don't like to go on stage and face the camera. I started hosting shows and events because I wanted to develop as an individual. More than that, I wanted to get rid of the stage fear and shyness. But then there is a saying, once an introvert, always an introvert. I still feel nervous to face a crowd. I still get nightmares about me standing in front of those thousands of people, screaming at the top of their voice, and I feel as if my head is about to explode. I somehow managed to snap out of the dream and remind myself, come on pal, it was just a bad dream. Yep, a bad dream that literally scared the shit out of me. I was 1 year old when my father received a promotion. At that time, my father was stationed in Jabalpur. The organization in which he was working at that time, it was Vikrant. Now it is known as JKTA Industries, issued him a transfer order. So he was given choice, either Chennai or Mysore. At first he was like, no, my father protested. But later he realized the plethora of opportunities we would get to grow in career and as individuals. And since Chennai is a city known for extremely hot and humid weather, my parents decided to move to Mysore, which had amazing weather and excellent climate. And this is how our journey began. Now, there is a reason why I started this podcast. So, in spite of being an introvert, I always wanted to help everyone around. I'm a very sensitive person, and it really feels bad when I see someone struggling or when I see someone in pain. We all suffered due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but the second wave was even more deadlier and wreaked havoc throughout the country. There was shortage of oxygen, ventilators, and medicines. People were literally begging for help, especially oxygen. Everyone was trying to help in one or the other way. Even I tried to help, but I was in a state of shock. It was something that I had never experienced before. I was overwhelmed. Meanwhile, a tragedy struck our family. I lost my beloved aunts and a cousin brother in a span of 6 months. They passed away due to COVID-19 complications. I went into depression. I had, absolutely no idea what hit me. I was in a state of oblivion. But later I realized that this is the real test of my strength, character, and patience. And instead of drowning myself in the enormity of this dire situation, which had nothing but perpetual pain and abject fear, I wanted to be there for my family, for my cousins who needed me. So I reached out to my cousins, and slowly together we came out of this. I want to use this show as a platform to help everyone and share my life experiences and with whatever little knowledge that I have gained. I hope to learn many new things from this very own platform of mine. So thank you everyone for joining me in this journey. I hope you all enjoyed listening to this episode. All new episodes every Sunday 6 p.m. Don't forget to tune in next week for the brand new episode of an Introvert's podcast. Till then, goodbye, take care.